Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for watching. I know there's a huge mess back there, but I wanted to get up here and talk to you. Okay, there's a lot going on. Don't know, well, I know where to start. I'm going to start with the map. I'm going to put this up. This is on the New York Times. It's pretty cool and it's interactive if you want to go there and check it out. Yesterday, I said that it was 264, Biden in the lead to Donald Trump 214, and that's because I was following Fox News. And a lot of people are very mad at Fox News right now for calling Arizona early, which I believe put Biden at 264. So let's look at where we are right now. And according to this, Trump has a chance of winning. He could very much pull out with just getting these states left. But we'll get more into that in a second. So let's look at what's going on. He's for sure going to get Alaska. That's 62% right now in Trump's favor, and that's typically Republican, so he will get Alaska. Let's see, right now he's still leading in Pennsylvania. That gap is closing, though, as more votes are coming in, and we're going to get to Pennsylvania in a minute. Because there's some really interesting things going there. Donald Trump is still leading in North Carolina. They have 95% of the vote, 50% in Trump's favor, 48.6% in Biden's favor. Georgia, it's really close in Georgia, but Trump is still leading by 49.5%. Biden is at 49.2%. So we're kind of looking at right now Nevada and Arizona. So right now, Biden is leading in Nevada, but we're hearing that Trump could still take Nevada. The lead isn't by too much, 49.4% in favor of Biden, 48.5% in favor of Trump, 89% of ballots are in. And Arizona, this is where it's tightening up for Trump. So a lot of people think that Trump can still take this. So they have 86% of votes in as of this moment. 50.5% in favor of Biden, 48.1% in favor of Trump. But people are optimistic about Arizona because the counties that they are still getting votes in are historically Republican, so they're thinking that that gap is going to close even more, and Trump could very well take Arizona. There are a few inside sources on Twitter that are very confident about Arizona as well as Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. So we will see about that. Let me know what you guys think about Trump taking this. I'm still really optimistic. I think he's going to win in one of two ways. That's just me, but we'll get into that in a second. As far as the Senate, it's looking like Republicans are going to take the Senate. There's still a few seats that haven't been called, but that's looking pretty positive for the Senate. And even if Joe Biden gets into the presidency, if the Senate remains Republican, that is very, very good. So we can be happy with that. Now, with all of that being said, there's two things going on right now. Well, it's really close. First of all, Trump's team is saying he's going to win. Biden's team is saying he's going to win. The Biden supporters are saying he's already got it. The Trump supporters are saying he's already got it. So that's where we are kind of right now as far as morality on both sides. But the two things that are going on here right now are transparency and possible fraud. And I say possible fraud because obviously that has to be investigated. I have to be a little responsible about how I say that. But if you have been following Twitter, if you have been following some of the people I have, a lot of very, very, very disturbing videos have come out of people possibly throwing away ballots, crumpling them up, boxes coming out of nowhere, and people not allowing GOP poll watchers to see what's going on. So one is the possible voter fraud, also batches of ballots being found in trash cans and here and there. So that is the voter fraud part. And apparently there are lawyers that are just getting thousands of calls on tips of voter fraud that are happening within some of these places and counties. So that will need to be investigated, and I hope they do that because no matter what the outcome, we need to be sure that this was a legitimate process, because what's going to happen if Biden takes it, people are going to think there's fraud, and there is very, very much a lot of reason for people to think that there is fraud right now. There are a lot of very concerning videos that have come out, so it needs to be investigated. And you know what? If it comes out that it was perfectly legitimate, that's awesome. If it comes out that there's fraud, we need to know. This is the most powerful country in the entire world. We can't have a fraudulent electoral process. That's just unacceptable. We can't have that. So let's go into transparency, because that's the second thing. And the transparency issue is that there are reports all over the US, mainly in Philadelphia, a few reports in Arizona, and definitely some reports in Michigan, where GOP poll watchers are being blocked and not being allowed to actually watch the polls. We even had this image come up that I believe was Detroit, where they're actually covering the windows with, what is that, like cardboard or poster board. So that again is very, very concerning. Philadelphia, they actually got a court order to allow the GOP poll watchers back into the polling stations because they were kicked out and not allowed in. And I'm going to give you an update on that, and it's not good. This was supposed to be a huge win for the GOP, but then this happened. So I'm going to flip my camera around and show you a video on my Twitter, because this is happening right now in Philadelphia.
Hey everyone, we wanted to give you an update. They are still not in compliance. Our votes are being suppressed. We cannot count the votes properly. What's happening is they have moved the barrier up to 6 feet, but they took away the ballot machines that were in the front row and moved them to the back of the building. It's unbelievable what they're trying to do to our votes that have been legally cast. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, your legal votes must be tabulated, and they're not doing that. They will not let us see anything. They're trying to drown us out now where we can't be heard. We're not going away. And now we're going to take further remedy to fix this. There's a woman who was in there that Corey's going to talk to you about, who represented the city with your tax dollars, and he's going to tell you what she's doing. But we are not going to stand for this. We're not going anywhere. They are defying a court order by a judge, and this is not the last of this.
Listen, guys, your taxpayer money here in the city of Philadelphia is going to a private attorney by the name of Michelle Hangley. And what she said was she would determine if the court order was valid or not. And I'll be happy to release the video of her. They have 8 attorneys fighting us to see these ballots inside. The court order is in effect. They will not give us access, and the sheriff has decided not to come down here to enforce that court order. The sheriff of your county will not come down and enforce a court order. What is going on in this city? What are you hiding? Open up the doors, let us in, let us 6 feet away so that we can have a free and fair election. Whether you voted for Donald Trump or you voted for Joe Biden, everybody has a right to witness what's transpiring here. This makes it look like a kangaroo court. We deserve better, and we're not leaving until we witness every single vote that transpires in here.
And hey, look, I can't assume what they're doing or why they're doing this, but just common sense, I would think an election this big and this important in this country, that at all times you should have equal Democratic poll watchers, equal parts GOP poll watchers in the rooms at all times. Why would you not want that? And if you don't want to be accused of anything, if you don't want to go through the trouble of having to defend yourself, then why would you not be sure that you have equal amounts on the floor with equal eyesight ability at all times? It makes you look suspicious. It makes people question the integrity of this election, and it causes uproar and distrust, and that is the last thing that we need right now. So I don't know what's going on here. That's the last update we have in Philadelphia. They're calling for them to halt the votes until they can go in there and watch. I don't know what's going to happen there. Let me know what you guys think. There's also Protect the Vote rallies all over the U.S. We had Antifa back in Portland and Denver last night, and I'm going to be talking about those later on today. But let me know your thoughts on the election so far. I know things are changing a lot, and a lot of stuff is coming out, although the map has stayed sort of the way it is. It's very, very close. Let me know. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.